etc., nor does he possess any material properties. Although he is master of the material world, he lives mostly in the crematorium where dead bodies are burnt, and the whirlwind dust of the crematorium is his bodily dress. He is unstained by material contamination. Kashyapa took him as his younger brother because the younger sister of Diti, Kashyapa's wife, was married to Lord Shiva. The husband of one sister is considered one's brother. By the social relationship, Lord Shiva happened to be the younger brother of Kashyapa. Kashyapa warned his wife that because Lord Shiva would see their sex indulgence, the time was not appropriate. Diti might argue that they would enjoy sex life in a private place, but Kashyapa reminded her that Lord Shiva has three eyes, called the sun, moon, and fire, and one cannot escape his vigilance any more than one can escape Vishnu. Although seen by the police, a criminal is sometimes not immediately punished. The police wait for the proper time to apprehend him. The forbidden time for sexual intercourse would be noted by Lord Shiva, and Diti would meet the proper punishment by giving birth to a child of ghostly character or a godless impersonalist. Kashyapa foresaw this, and thus he warned his wife Diti. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakkhunmittam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katamayam Dadanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadvitam Tam Sachipam Sadvitam Sapadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sabhishekhanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesho Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Gaurangi Radhe Davaneshwari Vrishabha Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Taruvascha Krupa Sindhu Vaivacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadra Jagannathaya Te Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you for joining today for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. This last few weeks we are discussing about Mother Diti, about Mother Diti and her pregnancy and the interaction between the husband and wife, and how the subject matter is very beautiful. And Prabhupada in this particular purport has described very immaculately about Lord Shiva's position and how we should accept Lord Shiva is a different Vaishnava perspective, and how Kashyapa Muni is addressing his wife and how he is addressing to her desire. So very nicely the Prabhupada has been explaining in this purport. So my knowledge is very limited in this subject matter. So but with all of your blessings, I would like to go deep into this person. So we must see this the husband and wife relationship is very, very unique. It's the most confidential and it's a long-lasting and powerful relationship in all kind of relationship. Like we have, when we in the society we have a different, so many relationship we have with a man and woman, then with a father and son, mother and daughter, so many relationship we have. But the most confidential relationship and the long-lasting relationship and is very powerful is the husband and wife relationship or the spouse relationship, where they have the mutual respect, they're caring for each other, love is there, they're dependent on each other, and they complement also each other. So here also we see in the same way how Kashyap Muni and his wife did this interaction. Also we see in a similar kind of aspect we see. So in this relationship, one could be sometimes very knowledgeable in one aspect. You all might be noticing in your day-to-day life, your husband or wife may be very expert in one thing and you are expert in other thing. But together, when they work together, they complement each other's shortcomings and they help each other in a Varnashram or Grihastha system, and they support each other and for the betterment of their family and betterment of their kids or the family tree or parents, whatever, they try to help each other. So there are a lot of emotions are there, a lot of caring is there. One spouse is dependent on others. Like generally the husband in our Manasa system, the husband gives the protection, the wife gives the care, and wives, like he take care of the entire family. He helps, she helps. So there are so much caring and so much love and emotion is there. This is not only in this human society. In the birds, in the animals also, the same caring and love also is there. Like day before yesterday, I happened to go through a road, and while going on the way in the morning around like 8 o'clock to do some early morning grocery, I saw there is a Canadian goose is there, and he's standing on the roadside on the walkway. If you see in the picture, and there is another bird, maybe his or her mate, is lying unconsciously lying on the floor. Then I was thinking, what is happening? How is basically he's trying to protect her companion, or he's trying to give just watch him so that he won't get more. If somebody might not come and affect him, he's kind of very emotionally. He's just watching how the her companion will become. I finished my grocery and came back. I saw the same bird is standing in the same position. He's not able little bit move also here and there. Then I was thinking, oh my God, how they are also. I just prayed for them and came back. Then after 5-6 hours, I had some other work. I went and happened to go in that side. Same position, the same bird is watching her companion. I came back after 1 hour. The situation is still same. So here I could understand the way we are having this relationship. We are having the caring and love between our relationship. In the other species also, the same love and emotion and caring also is there. So same thing also here in the purport also. Prabhupada is trying to the purport that here Kashyap Muni is advising Mother like Diti, and Mother Diti has some desire, looking at her sister's opulence and everything. So he has expressed her desire in front of her husband. So Kashyap Muni being knowledgeable, and he just says, and he can understand what will happen in the future by his knowledge. He is trying to advise Mother Diti in a forcing way that how a grihastha should behave, and how what is the appropriate time and what is the appropriate method as per scripture is involved. So in this detail, let's go into Prabhupada's purport. Prabhupada very nicely explained here about Lord Shiva. So when we see Lord Shiva here, we see him like all of a sudden somebody gets confused by the Lord Shiva's presence. They have different thoughts. A common man is very easily get bewildered by the appearance of Lord Shiva. He's a matted lock. He's having matted lock. He stays in the crematorium. Who has his associations? We always say that association matters, right? In culture. Lord Shiva's associations are the ghosts, the all-headed men, whoever are the smasana vasis, they are his associations. And he is in the picture here. We see that he is drinking poison. He has deer skins and he has matted locks. And not only that, like sometimes we see that we are all sometimes so much brand conscious. We Nike brand, the Adidas brand, this brand, that brand. But Lord Shiva, he just wears deer skin and snake is in his body and snake is in his neck, and he has drank so much poison that his neck has become blue. And whatever the ashes comes from the crematorium that covers his body, so and it gives a different look to Lord Shiva. So when we see Lord Shiva, we get this kind of feelings. We get some kind of different feeling we get. But our Acharya says that for a Vaishnava, don't go by his external appearance. It is very difficult to understand a Vaishnava from his external appearance or what he is doing. You really don't have to understand. You don't have to understand him by his look or by his activities. You have to just follow his advice, what he is saying. We all must, like I was just trying to correlate our Pundarik Vidyanidhi's pastime. So Gadadhar Pandit, when he is seeing Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he is kind of getting a little bit confused. Pundarik Vidyanidhi is a rich person. He is wearing very opulent clothes. He is chewing betel knots. And by looking at him, Gadadhar Pandit is a little bewildered. But later on, he realizes the real mood of Pundarik Vidyanidhi. He sees this. That time he realizes that, and he tells also that we should not judge anyone by his external appearance. So then, or we should not imitate them. Rather, we should follow their advice. We must see that how detached Lord Shiva is. He is called Asutosh. He is the owner of all the material universe. What he does all the time, he always meditates on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He always thinks how to pray Krishna, how to please Krishna. Basically, we can consider him as a servitor deity kind of thing. We can consider him. His main role is how to assist the Vaishnavas and how to connect the conditioned soul to Lord Krishna. He is so much into his devotion towards Lord Krishna that he doesn't want to get disturbed. Like this material person goes him and knocks his door and all the time, give me money, give me wife, give me good building, give me good job. And Lord Shiva gets distracted. He doesn't want to get distracted. He tells, okay, take everything, leave me alone. That's why his name is Asutosh. Basically, he keeps away everything, but he doesn't keep anything for him. And he's so much detached that he himself stays in the crematorium. But the common foolish man does not realize that why Lord Shiva is so happy and pleased by staying in crematorium. Instead, he goes for the external demands of this material universe. So with this, let's go a little bit deep into understanding Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva, we saw here that he is very commonly misunderstood by the common man. You need a little bit more intelligence to understand Lord Shiva. Here, Prabhupada in this purport says that Lord Shiva's characteristics he has described it as spotless, amala, or unstained. So here the description is in such a way that like he is in the ashes, in the outer way. If you see that he is in the ass and everything is touching his, but he is not affected by that. But in real way, we should understand that Lord Shiva basically is the husband of Mother Durga, who is the owner of the Maya Shakti, and Lord Shiva is her husband. And Lord Shiva represents he is the god of the mode of ignorance, but still the mode of ignorance doesn't touch him, and this Maya or material universe doesn't touch him. So that's why he is called spotless or unstained. He is unstained by all kind of material contamination, both Mother Parvati and Lord Shiva. So there is a beautiful story of Mother Parvati and Lord Shiva as a Grihastha. So we are understanding one Grihastha story here with Diti and Kasa, but there is another Grihastha story with Mother Parvati and Lord Shiva. Once Mother Parvati went to Lord Shiva in Kailasa and requested her that everybody has a beautiful house. I mean, Saraswati ji has a beautiful house, Lakshmi ji has a beautiful house, everybody has a beautiful house. We don't have a house. So then Mother Parvati's other name is Annapurna. Basically, whoever asks everything, she will give away everything. And how she does it? By the instruction of her husband. So Lord Shiva to satisfy her wife's desire, he told, okay, he's Asutosh, so he decided to satisfy his wife's desire, and he told, okay, let's do it. So they constructed a very beautiful house. After constructing the beautiful house, Lord Shiva requested Parvati, aren't you going to invite Vaishnavas to a housewarming? Like we all do housewarming ceremony and we invite Vaishnavas to do kirtan. So similar way, Lord Shiva advised Mother Parvati to have a housewarming ceremony and invite all the Vaishnavas. So all the Vaishnavas came, all the nice feast was there, and Mother Parvati and Lord Shiva took care of everybody. While Vaishnavas were leaving, Lord Shiva requested Parvati, aren't we supposed to give any kind of dakshina or a return gift to these Brahmanas who came, Vaishnavas who came? So Mother Parvati started giving away everything. And finally, he didn't have anything other than her house. Then Lord Shiva saw that few devotees are still there. And he requested Mother Parvati, now we should also give them, what to give them. So Mother Parvati was in a dilemma of what to give. So Lord Shiva reminded, we don't have anything other than this house. He didn't tell that, yeah, you'd give. But he made his wife believe that this is the only thing we have to donate. And Mother Parvati happily donated the house, and they again back to this Kailas mountain, under the same tree. So this is how the mood of Lord Shiva is. He is really spotless and constant. So our Acharya says that we should worship Lord Shiva in the mood of a Vaishnava. He is basically a topmost Vaishnava. They say that Vaishnava Yatha Sambhu. He is the number one Vaishnava and we should worship him in that. Lord Shiva comes in a different category. He is not a Jiva, and side by side he is also not Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu. He is basically a Guna avatar of Lord Vishnu. He is in charge of the mode of ignorance. He is the maintainer and he is basically, he handles the material universe. So his position is that. So here, he is not 100% Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he has similar power of Lord Vishnu. And side by side, though he is coming out of Brahma, though Brahma created Lord Shiva, but Lord Shiva comes in between a Jiva category and Vishnu category. He is altogether a different thing as Shiva Tattva. So we must understand in that mode. So in Brahma Samhita, there is a verse, Khiram yatha dadhi vikara vishasa yogat. And what does that mean? That basically it says, Khiram yatha dadhi vikara vishasa yogat sanjayate nahi tatha pathayat astieto. That means that Lord Shiva is considered here as just like a yogurt or dadhi. Yogurt is nothing but just transformed milk. When in milk we add little bit of culture, the sour or little bit of sour thing, it turns into yogurt. And from yogurt, basically they have the similar characteristics. Milk and yogurt, if you see, but yogurt can never compare to be milk, and yogurt can never come back to milk. So Lord Shiva here, we see that he almost holds all power of Lord Vishnu, as in the purport Prabhupada has written here. But he is above, and he is also above all the Jiva Tattva. But he is not exactly the Vishnu, just as the yogurt is a transformed form of milk, but is not as a real milk. So here Prabhupada has explained in the verse that that Kashyap Muni is advising his wife that my co-brother or your wife's your younger sister's husband, Lord Shiva, is here, and he's very powerful. He just like Vishnu, and he has 3 eyes. One is sun and one is moon, and and he has also a 3rd eye, and from that fire comes out and everything. He just like that he is explaining to his wife. So, and basically the 3rd eye is there, right? Like Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna can see everything, the same way Lord Shiva also can see everything, because he has 2 eyes. One is considered as sun and another is moon, and he has a 3rd eye. The 3rd eye basically is he opens it when there's a destruction is there. So basically Lord Shiva is in the charge of destruction. When the annihilation time comes, he opens the 3rd eye. He carries out all these activities of the material universe with his wife, Goddess Kali or Goddess Durga. And also in Bhagavatam, it also mentions there are 12 Mahajanas, and Lord Shiva also is one of them. So, but whoever is a Vishnu Bhakta or is favorable to Krishna, Lord Shiva basically try to help them. Like we have seen in Sanatana Goswami past time, how Lord Shiva was helping. Also how Lord Shiva has advised his other Vaishnavas, his devotee who came to approach Lord Shiva for benediction, for the person's betterment. Lord Shiva advised him to go and meet Sanatana Goswami. Like that, Lord Shiva always helps whenever he sees that there is some chances out there. So I was reading the Prachita story in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Lord Shiva has told to Prachitas that any person who is surrendered to Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, the controller of everything, material nature as well as the living entity, is actually very dear to me. So we, the Vaishnavas, whoever the Vaishnavas are, they are very, very close, very, very dear to Lord Shiva. So the Prachetas also tried to glorify Lord Shiva when they got association of Lord Vishnu. They said, the Bayam to Sakhyat Bhagavan, Bhavashya Priyasya Shakyu, Khyana Sangamana. Here the word Khyana Sangamana is very, very important. They say that a little association of a Suddha Bhakta, you get Krishna. Labhamatra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Hoy. They say that in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And when your good fortune arises, you meet a real sadhu. kind of thing. So the Prachetas were wandering, and Lord Shiva saw that they are the prospective candidates and they should get Lord Vishnu's association. So immediately they appeared in the near of the waterfront area, and he gave Prachetas nice advice, and he also advised them how to take Krishna's association, Vishnu's association. So by Lord Krishna's mercy and blessing, by Lord Vishnu's mercy and blessing, the Prachetas got association of Lord Krishna's lotus feet, Vishnu's lotus feet. So they offered prayer to Lord Vishnu. The one particular prayer or one particular stanza from Srimad Bhagavatam actually is on the glorification of Lord Shiva here. So the Prachetas are praying to Lord Vishnu that by virtue of a moment's association of Lord Shiva, who is very, very dear to you, we must understand here the word a moments of association, Khyana Sangamena. By moment association of Lord Shiva, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, and who is basically Shiva, he is basically the most intimate friend of Lord Krishna. Because of this Khyana Sangamena, because of the one moment of association, the Prachetas could attend Lord Vishnu. On account of their great fortune, they are able to take lotus feet of Krishna, and who credit goes to whom? Credit goes to Lord Shiva. Now, we must understand here what is a real benediction. We see that everybody goes to Lord Shiva to ask for this one, that one. They approach Lord Shiva to get material benedictions. So it's not very difficult to get boon from Lord Shiva. It's very easy. But actually, these are not benedictions. They are something else. Our acharyas explain that there are two kinds of mercy or benediction are there. They are sakapata krupa or akapata krupa. Akapata means niskapata. Sakapata means there is a blessing or benediction, but is that benediction has duplicity. And whereas there is akapata krupa, there is benediction without any duplicity. So the demons, actually for the demons, Lord Shiva's mercy is sakapata krupa, means with some kind of duplicity. When the demons approach Lord Vishnu, their mood is different. They demand something for their benefit, for their pleasure. Like Ravana. Ravana received the material boon from Lord Shiva. He was, let's see the picture here. Here we see that Ravana is offering prayers to Lord Shiva, and what he is doing is cutting one of his head and offering. So at the end, Lord Shiva, finally he granted him the boon. Because he's Asutos, he granted him the boon. But he didn't, we must understand here and what mood Lord Shiva also give the boon here and what Ravana is going to do. Ravana got, after getting the boon from him, he got puffed up and he created havoc. He was so puffed up that he literally desired to have association with Mother Sita, who is Lord Ram's consort, Supreme Personality of Godhead's consort. He did that offense. And what happened? At the end, Ravana was ruined. But here the next example is Prachetas. Prachetas are also offered, Prachetas when they see Lord Shiva saw, and Prachetas also offered prayer. But here Lord Shiva is understanding that Prachetas are looking for the association of Krishna. The mood on which Prachetas prayed to Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva here is different. So they prayed for us for getting association of Krishna's lotus feet. And with mercy of Lord Shiva, they attend that. So here when Lord Shiva is giving the blessing, this is akapata. There is no duplicity is here. Nothing is hidden here. Nothing is here. Everything is crystal clear. This is 100% blessing here. So similarly, when a conditioned soul, he approaches Lord Shiva for any kind of blessing, he should seek blessing in such a mood that at the end, he will get association of Krishna's lotus feet. And he will life after life, and he will be able to serve Krishna. So Prachetas receiving Krishna's lotus feet by grace of Lord Shiva is nothing but Lord Shiva's akapata krupa on the Prachetas. So another thing also we see that is Bhasmasur. Bhasmasur wanted to enjoy, and we know this story of Lord Shiva here. Lord Shiva granted him the boon again, the same story. But that he ended the what happened, Bhasmasur got turned into ashes by Lord Vishnu's trick. And another example we see here is the gopis. The gopis also worshipped Lord Shiva in Vrindavan. And what mood they worshipped? They were worshipping in such a mood that Lord Shiva decided to stay in Vrindavan as Gopeshwar Mahadev. He never left. He still today, if we see that the Gopeshwar Mahadev is a prominent Lord Shiva figure, Lord Shiva temple inside Vrindavan. Here the gopis' mood are different. They are praying to Lord Shiva to grant him a boon so that Krishna will be theirs. They want Krishna as their husband, they want association of Krishna, they want relationship with Krishna. So they are worshipping Lord Shiva in that mood. So depending on our mood, Lord Shiva grants us boons. So with that, when we are reaching to Lord Shiva, we should not demand him, give me this, give me that. Instead, we should ask him Krishna Bhakti. Now, going back to this Kashyapa and this pastime here into Prabhupada's purport, here Kashyapa Muni is advising his wife that this is evening time, and in the evening time, basically Lord Shiva and the Ganas are moving, and whatever request Diti is doing to Kashyapa Muni, and that is not appropriate at that time, as Lord Shiva has three eyes, as we discussed earlier, and this time is not appropriate. So basically the Sandhya time, if we see here, there is perfectly appropriate for deity worship or any kind of Sandhya Bandhanam. We see that in this time, whatever other activities we do, they have effects. They say that demigods are moving. In childhood days, when we will be sleeping in the evening time, our parents will wake us up and tell us, don't sleep is this time, don't sleep in the evening time because it is Godhuli time, don't sleep and you will get sick. So here Kashyapa Muni, the similar way, he is senior to Mother Diti, he is advising her that this time is not good, and whatever your desire, we can work on it, it can be fulfilled in a different time. And so as a Vaishnavas, we should understand everything from a Shastric point of view. Whatever mentioned in Shastra, basically we should follow in our Grihastha life. So the same way Kashyapa Muni is advising his wife, Mother Diti. And if we work under scripture, following principles, then we are in the safe hands. Sometimes we see that we get sick, and all of it, we will be all healthy and everything, and all of us time we will get sick. And in a family, somebody will be very very intelligent, but all of a sudden he will talk here and there. But these are all we do certain activities in the wrong time, and basically Prabhupada is saying here that this time is forbidden, and because the ghost and the Lord Shiva is moving, and that particular character will get affected, and it will affect Kashyapa and Mother Diti, and later on we see how Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha took birth. So it's a beautiful sloka and beautiful purport altogether, describing Lord Shiva and as the Grihastha Ashrama behavior, and how one should approach Lord Shiva in a Vaishnava angle. So with this, would like to end today's discussion. Any comments or anything? Maybe you can discuss in Nityam Bhagavatam. Thank you, Haribol.
Thank you very much, Mataji. We'd like to wish you everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. And we'd like to offer our prayers, especially today's prayers we'll direct to Pramod Kapadia Prabhu, our dear congregation member and wonderful devotee who has served in so many ways. He's having a surgery today in New York. So let's offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Narsingha, Jai Narsingha, Prahlade, Jai Padma, Mukha Bringa,
Ugra Veera
Ugram
Bhavi
Veeram Mahavishnu Jalantam Sarvotham Mukham Narshingam Bhishanam Bhadram Srimrityam Namamiham. Jai. Jai.
That's our word. Mula Vaishnav to all the Vaishnav devotees of the Lord. One Shakal Patal Vaishnavinda ki jai. Jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari.
Hari
Hari
Bol. Thank you, everybody. Hari Bol. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Everyone.
Wonderful class.
Hare
Thank you. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.